Human ability to perceive is far beyond just understanding the words. Right now I'm speaking. Your ability to perceive is actually far beyond just the words that you hear. But because the mind is trained right now, not only to hear and record, desperately trying to remember, note down, some of you, the hands are itching. Something that you think is valuable has to be written down. But human perception goes far beyond this. Recently I was just 4 days ago, I was in discussion with one of the top-level environmental scientists in this country, and we were just talking about it. Across the dinner, we were just discussing so many things. So he asked, Sadhguru, what are the books that you read? I said, I read Asterix and Dennis the Menace, that's my reading. I don't get to read anything because all the time I'm traveling, if I read a newspaper, that's a big deal. Then where do you get all the information? I said, I'm picking it off you. You did all the study, why should I go through it again? I don't open all those books. You're sitting here and I'm picking all the things and I'm talking about it. But where do you get all the technical words? I said, don't you have it in your brain right now? I can pick it off you, whatever I want. I won't go about studying all that nonsense because anyway, the jargon doesn't mean anything to me. Because human perception is way beyond that. That's why I'm going on telling you, just be with me, just be with me. If you can simply be with me, your ability to perceive this is far more than writing down every word of what is said. If you have all these words, you still won't know anything. Actually, shall I tell you the secret? Buy yourself an Oxford dictionary. Everything that I say is already there. No? You just have to arrange it. It doesn't get you anywhere that way. So to enhance perception is very important because only what you perceive you know. Rest is all stories and imagination, isn't it? What you perceive and you experientially know, that's all you know. Rest are just empty stories. It doesn't matter how great the story is, it is still an empty story which won't make a difference in your life. If it has to make a difference in your life, there must be an experiential dimension to it. That will happen only if you perceive. You heard of Vivekananda? He's the first yogi who came to this country in 1893 and made a little bit of waves in those days. So he also went to Europe on his way back from United States and happened to be a guest of a German philosopher. And after dinner they met in the study and they were discussing this and that, and there was a large book on his table which was over 700 pages. So Vivekananda said, because the man was speaking very highly about the book, he said, can you give me that book for an hour? Let me see what is there in it. That man laughed. He said, in 1 hour you're going to read this book? I have been reading it for weeks and not getting anywhere because it's so complex. And that too, it's in German language. You don't even know the language. What will you do with it in an hour? Vivekananda said, you give it to me for an hour, let me see. So the book was given to him. He took the book and placed it between his two hands and just sat there with his eyes closed. After 1 hour, he took the book and gave it to him and said, this doesn't have anything significant in it. That man thought, this is the peak of arrogance. You don't even open the book and you make a comment about the book, a book which is in a language that you do not know. So he was a little put off by this and he says, what is this nonsense? Vivekananda said, you ask me anything about the book, I'll tell you. Okay, in page 633, what is there? Verbatim, Vivekananda repeats. You ask any page, just number the page, he will tell you what is there word by word on every page. Then he asked, how is this? You didn't even open the book, how is this possible? He said, that's why they call me Vivekananda. Viveka means perception. His name is Narendra. His guru called him Vivekananda because of his ability to perceive. So he said, that's why I'm called Vivekananda. So perception of life is not… you cannot all process it through your logical mind. It doesn't work like that because logic will filter out so much of your life without which you cannot live.
Everything that occurs to us, when I say everything that occurs to you, there's only one thing that occurs to you, which is sensation. Nothing else has ever occurred to you, please see. Rest of it you just made up in your mind. Hello?
Yes.
The only thing that really occurred to you as experience is sensation of cold, heat, pleasantness, unpleasantness, pleasure, pain, all kinds of things. The only thing that ever happened to you is sensation. If this sensation or this basis of all our experience has to become a profound possibility, you must listen to the raga, the tune set by the existence. It's not our making, it's not in our hands, it's happening. Isn't it great that you don't have to worry about the tune? Huh?
Yeah.
One of the greatest worries of every musician is the tune, always he's going off. To stay on the tune, it takes years and years of practice. But here, the tune is set, we don't have to bother. Tune is perfect. Sensation is already given to us. Only thing we have to find is a rhythm. If you find the rhythm, then every experience becomes a profound experience. If you don't find the rhythm, every experience can become a miserable experience. I'm telling you because tomorrow we're going to Kailash. And today you've been in Manasarovar. Every experience can become a miserable experience or a profound experience depending on whether you found the rhythm or not. The other two things, one is fully set, nothing to do. Another is available. Third one is all you have to do, bharata. So the entire culture focused on this. People thought they were nuts because they spent so much time closing their eyes. People thought they're stupid people. Why don't you enjoy the world? If you want to enjoy the world, you must have profoundness of sensation, isn't it?
Yes.
Otherwise, how will you enjoy the world? Everything on the surface. If you sit here, if this sunlight can penetrate to the core of who you are, it'll become a very profound experience. Because you don't get it at normal temperatures, that's why a little bit of dunking. You see, it went deeper than normal shower, isn't it? Because this is all a human being can do, that use the faculty of sensation that we have and allow it to go to the very core of who we are. This is all you can do. This can happen with a touch, this can happen with sunlight, this can happen with water, this can happen with food and drink. This can simply happen without anything, because without anything in particular, because there is no time when there is no sensation. In wakefulness and sleep, there is sensation. The question is only, are you available? That's the only thing. So when we say Shiva, we say he's a dancer, that means he found his rhythm. Because he's found his rhythm, he's become the most profound being that you can think of. Finding the rhythm, tak tai 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 tak tai tai, no, not like that. With every step that you take, you have known this in your own life. When you find rhythm in the step, suddenly it's such a joy to walk, even if everything is hurting, it doesn't matter, isn't it?
Yes.
When you don't find the rhythm, suddenly it's such a clumsy, painful thing and it's useless and you wonder, why did I come? Yes or no?
Yes.
It's happening. The moment you find the rhythm, anything that you're doing, from a simple walking step to just anything that you're doing, suddenly has a different dimension to it. This is why always Shiva represented as a dancer. That means he's found his rhythm. So all you have to do in your life is to find that rhythm. The tune is already set, nobody can do anything about it. That's the compassion of the existence. If we had to set the tune to all this, what a misery it would have been. Fortunately, it's all managed. You just have to find the rhythm. Simple.
Take a soft breath in and now gently exhale. Let your face relax, let your shoulders drop. Allow yourself to sit and simply be. We live in a world where everything is moving fast. Our minds are constantly solving, planning, analyzing, thinking. We try to figure it out every little thing with logic, and yet somehow we still feel something is missing. Maybe it's not about understanding everything. Maybe it's about being open to something deeper, something quieter, something that can only be felt, not thought. You don't need to solve life like a puzzle. You don't need to force yourself into clarity. Sometimes it's okay to just pause and listen. Listen not to your thoughts, but to the stillness beneath them. That stillness has its own intelligence. It speaks in silence, it moves in rhythm. And when you are quiet enough, when you are not chasing anything, you begin to sense it. There is a rhythm to life, a gentle pulse that moves everything from the ocean to the breath in your body. It is not loud, it is not logical, it is real. And when you find your rhythm, when you start to walk in tune with it, suddenly life doesn't feel so heavy. You don't feel like you are constantly pushing or pulling. You start to glide. Just like music becomes beautiful when the rhythm is right. Your life becomes beautiful when you are in tune, not just with the world outside, but with the world inside. You may not have all the answers right now, and that's okay. You may not know where exactly you are going, and that's okay too. Because maybe it's not about knowing, it's about becoming still enough to hear the quiet melody that is already playing inside you. Let the mind rest, let the heart soften, let life takes breathe through you. You don't have to run, you don't have to chase. You sit, just sit for a while as you are. Everything you need to hear will arrive when the rhythm is right. So thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing this space to touch your heart in whatever way it did. Again, do remember, this is not a summary of Sadhguru's word. It is simply my interpretation of the deep wisdom he imparted. Kindly keep them separated and do not misunderstand. Thank you for joining, and we will see you tomorrow. Until then, please take care. Namaste.
चंद्रचूड़ शिव शंकर पार्वती रमणा निनगे नमो नमो।